So today we have the pleasure of Gary Watt. He's with KW Beverly Hills. Known him for a few years now. He's a top producing agent, usually a capper at his brokerage, and their cap is way higher than ours. Always a capper.
Always a capper.
And their cap is like almost
48.
48,000, so 3 times the cap that we have.
Don't come to Beverly.
But they're selling luxury real estate and everything. They do everything. And the good thing about what Gary's doing is not just selling real estate, he's looking at other opportunities. And today we have the pleasure of listening to or seeing what he's been doing for the past 2-3 years now.
3 years, yeah.
He's been creating an app which is a mixture of kind of like Zillow and Instagram combined. I kind of know the general idea of it, but I don't know the details. And today he's going to share with us how he came about with his platform with Robert, his business partner, and also there's an investment opportunity as well, right? For the agents. Let's give Gary a warm welcome.
Actually, can I pull you back?
Yeah.
So I want to get this on our video because we post these all the time. So
yeah.
I want to say, ask Clarence, what makes this office unique? You know, I've been here many times.
Yeah.
I love partying with you guys. Always fun. See you guys all around. And what makes this unique? I want you to kind of share that. What makes EXP Socal guys?
Socal Group, yeah. So
what makes you guys unique?
The parties, for sure. But really, I really think it's the people that work here. We have a younger group, you know, comparatively to all the traditional brokerages. Here at EXP, we have a very young group. We all love using social media as part of our business, and we want to use a modern way of prospecting, not just your normal, door knocking and cold calling. We want to use a modern way of generating business. And other than just selling real estate itself, there's other ways and other revenue shares. There's revenue share, there's like a commission that you can do through the traditional route of selling real estate. And then there's also stock options that we get as part of EXP.
I don't have stock options.
Maybe you want to consider EXP then.
Maybe
Yeah, we got a lower cap. So our cap is 16,000 here.
Wow.
Yeah, but
that's a lot lower.
It's a lot lower, 3 times lower than
Yeah.
KW Beverly Hills.
Social media. So what, if you were to tell everyone in the office here, why social media? Why AI? Have you guys worked on AI with your group yet, or did on classes with AI yet? Also, and with social media as well.
Right. So to speak of AI, right now EXP is coming up with an idea of literally pressing a button and cold calling over 1,000 different clients out there with the press of a button, and it's AI speaking to a client as if it's a real person.
Oh, interesting.
So
That's
EXP
really
is
cool.
coming up with that soon. It's in the pipeline. As far as social media goes, we are in a world where people are addicted to social media. A lot of people are consumers, and we want to be the ones providing content for other people to see. And that's one good source of getting leads or clients without having to go out and ask for business. It's a passive way of generating business because people reach out to you based on what they see, based on your day-to-day activities.
Yeah.
And you don't even need to create content nowadays.
Yeah.
It's really just documenting what you do on a day-to-day
That's true.
basis.
Yeah.
And when you just document what you're doing every day, it doesn't make social media content creating difficult.
Yeah. How long have you been before?
I've been doing this for 9 years, going on 10 years.
Yeah, so I think that's the same time that I started also. And that's what's interesting because we didn't really have social, it wasn't that big when we first started. I mean, I'm 40 this year, so I remember when Facebook came out, MySpace came out during college days and everything like that. But I think social media for me is the cheapest way to do marketing.
It's free.
It's free.
Kind of free, right?
It's pretty much free. You don't have to pay to be on Instagram or anything like that, and you don't have to pay to be on TikTok. It's one of the cheapest, fastest ways to do things. Plus, a lot of the posts that I post, I look at them and I think, oh, no one's gonna like this. And guess what? Nobody likes it. Because she didn't click the like button on. No, I'm just kidding. I got 30 likes my last post, And I think a lot of times we're like, oh, we feel like we're a failure at social media because of that. But that's not the case because it's interesting. People still see it.
People are watching. They're just secret stalkers.
They're not actually pressing like or anything like that, but I call it the ultimate drip campaign. Because
100%.
if you put a mailer out there, you're not going to have as many opens as if you had one post. Even if they don't all like it, you're still going to have views, which is really amazing. I mean, I think my social media posts, there's about like 1,500 people I can see that actually looked at it. But with a mailer that goes out, maybe only half of the people actually take a look at it. Maybe actually only people half click open on it. And so I think that's what's really important about social media. And so when we thought about social media, Clarence, we thought about like, I think it's great that we put it out there, like you said, you know, you put out content, things like that. But one of the issues that we saw, we identified 3 major issues actually. The first one was that we're putting social media content out there, like on TikTok, Instagram. A lot of you, who does TikTok here? Raise your hand. Okay, great. I mean, for real estate.
It's a
Those two
combination.
girls.
It's a combination of TikTok dancing and real estate.
So TikTok, Instagram, I was thinking about doing a TikTok account, but then I thought, you know, if I do a TikTok account, the audience is very different also. They're Gen Zers. Are they looking to buy a house right now? I'm not sure, right? And even Instagram, if you think about it, not everybody goes on Instagram saying, I want to see a real estate agent do a dance, right? Especially that guy, right? You have a picture? Yep. And the Christmas party videos. But they're not going on Instagram to see realtors, really. I think what they're going to see, they're going to Instagram is for entertainment, things like that. If you look at my feed, it's all filled with watches and cars and things like that, things I like, right? But that's where we saw the disconnect. We're buyers. What are buyers looking at? Buyers are looking for homes. Are they browsing Instagram to look for homes? Where are they looking? Anybody? Redfin, Zillow, Trulia, those big sites, right? So we're doing all our marketing on Instagram, but the buyers are on this side. There's a disconnect, right? Buyers aren't looking at that here. But what if what we did was we merged those two together? What if your video was on an MLS platform where you see the pictures of the house, bed, bath, square footage, and your video, front and center, right there. Now, what the thing is that you can't do that on the MLS. They don't allow you. It's against MLS policies, right? You can't put your face on there. You can't put your name on there, your brokerage.
It's a hefty fine.
But we're not the
$500 fine.
But we're not the MLS.
Yeah.
So by putting them together in an app and putting it straightforward, that's what we're doing. And in fact, we are talking with the MLS, and the MLS says, and this encourages us, and it's also holding us back. We're like, we need your approval to do this. And they're saying, you know what, Gary? We actually haven't seen anybody do this before. This is the MLS talking to us. Nobody has done what we're doing before. And they said they had to talk to the lawyer. We talked to the lawyer. Lawyer said, sorry, I don't even know the answer to this question because it's not done yet for. So they had to take it to general counsel. This hasn't been done before. That's when Robert and I were thinking about these issues. Now, who knows Robert? Raise your hand. Give Robert a hand for being here. He's at home on his computer designing, things like that. So I'm like, you got to come out. He's like, okay. Designing all day. Robert's a graphic designer, and what he does basically is he's a business consultant also. So if you want to sit down, you can.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Sorry.
What am I doing over here? Keep going.
I'll get the mic from you just in case you're coughing or. So Robert's an industrial designer, they call him. So as an industrial designer, what he does is that he consults businesses like Google, Porsche Designs, things like that. He takes apart an industry, finds the pain points, and he puts it back together. So when I met him during the pandemic, when we had really nothing to do, I said, what do you do? He's like, I'm a consultant of sorts. I said, what, do you want to consult my business? I'm a realtor. And he's like, well, we have nothing really to do, so let's take a look at your business. So he took a look at my business. He actually followed me for 6 months, going to my showings, going to my open houses, going to everything, shadowed him, took pictures, took notes, everything. It's like, oh, that client did not like you. Why did they not like you? What can you have done better? Why didn't you capture the lead? You had 50 people come through your open houses within the last month. How come you only closed 2? What can we get that number better in that way, right? What are you using to market yourself? What are the tools? We came up with these pain points, and one of the pain points we talked about was social media, Trulia, Zillow, opposites. How do we put those two together in that way, right? So that was one of the major disconnects that we saw. The second one was that big sites like Redfin and Trulia and Zillow, they're actually trying to take the agent out of the picture. They don't want us there. They don't want to put our face there. They don't want to showcase us there. I paid Zillow $1,500 a month 1 year. Every single month, that was $18,000 for that year. And my face wasn't even up there. It was just like call button. It was a round robin. And then it was 1 of 5 agents paying $1,500 in an Arcadia zip code. But that year I made $120,000. So the ROI was there for me. And that's where Zillow makes their money. But they do not want to promote any agents, basically. So that's one of the problems as well. And then the last one was really like when you're looking at a house, right? In Alhambra or Monterey Park, you see price, you see bed, bath, square footage, you see pictures of the house. What's the difference between Monterey and Alhambra? Any difference? It's kind of LA, SGV, right? Or Arcadia. You look at the house, it's more expensive, shittier. San Marino, even shittier, more expensive, right? It's like built in 1920. So what's the difference? Why? It has a lack of local information. There's a lack of local information. When I bought a house, I bought I bought an investment property in Texas, and I was looking at different things, and I have no idea what's in Texas. I don't know anything about Texas. And so when I looked around, all I'm seeing are pictures. I'm like, wait, what? This city, Live Oak, is cheaper actually than Cibolo. Why don't I go for Live Oak? My realtor out there was like, no, you don't want to be in Live Oak. Well, why? The schools are decent. Everything's decent about this. They're like, no, it's just the neighborhood's not as good. It's more up and coming. It's growing. Where do you find this local information? Anybody? Realtors, right? How do realtors tell us about this information? Because each one of you have a blog, right? And talk about your city every single day, right? No, we don't necessarily, right? So we're trying to do, basically what Hometown does is bridge that gap between the local information, your video content, that marketing, and put it all together. So when we're talking about houses, we're not just talking about a house, but really allowing and enabling the consumer and the buyer to discover this place that they can call home. Because it's not just about a house, right? The picture of Bed Bath square footage, I would love to see videos like where they're talking about the house and we're like, hey, let me tell you about Mama Lou's. Let me tell you about this place. I just went to Paris Baguette, you know. Oh, I love the pastries at Paris Baguette. Or like there's a dumpling store right next to Paris Baguette. I don't know if you've been there. They sell frozen dumplings that I take home all the time. Love that place, right? That's the part, and as I was driving down, I'm like, I passed Yama, which I love their sushi, and I'm like, what about Golden Deli? Maybe I should get something there. Oh no, maybe I should get something. I'm like, there's so many places that you can get boba and food, and I mean, that's why we love the SGV, right? That's why we love the SGV, because we can get all the food that we need. I mean, if you're like in, I don't know, Riverside, you can't get that, right? So I think that's what's really important about what we do as realtors is not just showcase the house, but this place we call home. But so one of the things I really want to showcase to you and really show you what we do is that what we do is we put the agent front and center. That's what we're doing. So you see pictures of Bed Bath square footage, but then your video content is going to be right there just like that so that your face shows up in showcasing the house and the community. The second is post local neighborhood video content. When you're searching through there, you're gonna see local neighborhood content so that people can discover the locality and what's great in that community as well. The third thing that I really wanted in what we're doing is I said, if we're gonna spend hundreds of thousands of dollars building this app, which we have already, we spent hundreds of thousands already within the last 3 years designing and developing and everything, is I want to build in tools for us as realtors. Again, I'm a realtor just like you. I closed 16 homes last year. I still sell homes. I just got a new listing in Glendora, again, another one in Awansi. So it's something that we're still producing. And even as we're doing this, and if this gets bigger, I told Robert, I still want to sell at least 2 houses a year, even if our company grows to be $1 billion. And the reason why is because of the pain points that we go through on a day-to-day basis. What can we do to solve those pain points? What do we do on a day-to-day basis? I just text 80 some clients last night about, these are all open house clients that I've had all year long, right? So I've gone to an open house, got their number, got their address, things like that. And then I text all 80 of them and said, hey, are you still looking to buy in Pasadena? I met you at this open house. You know, can I send you a list of homes that might not be on the market that are to give them value, right? About 5 of them got back to me. So I'm like, if I can do this, like you said, with the push of one button, that would be easier. I mean, I went through the pain point of 2 hours texting back and forth all these people. And so it makes me think, as I'm texting, I'm like always screaming, Robert, what if we did this? Robert, what if we did this? Then I wouldn't have to spend so much time here doing this, right? How do we build tools? So what I want to do is actually show you exactly live. This is a live version, so if it kind of flops out and everything like that, forgive me, but it's a live version of what the app actually does, and you can download it today as well. So let me put this on the board right here. Perfect. Okay, now this is the Hometown app right here. Now when I open it, Robert, do you want to talk about the design a little bit, or do you want me to talk about design?
Sure.
Do you want to come up here and talk about it?
So I think number one, like you see, like the apps out there.
Here, just push.
I think number one, when you see the apps out there, everything is up top. The design philosophy for that was it was using the browser format. But what we want to do is everything in the bottom. And every touch point here, you can do a safe search. We will also be pushing out CMA just using your phone. And that's really, really easy. And then here you can select all your criteria here. This button right here, you can search homes, but you can also search, what's fun in a local spot, like a restaurant,
What I think is really amazing when I work with Robert is I tell him my problem, gives me a design solution. It makes it super fun, you know? Like I hate doing this on this and this is what he does. So he told me like, he said, okay, when you're searching for homes, your thumbs are here, right? So if your thumbs are here, on Zillow, in order to search for homes, you have to click that search bar that goes up here, which means my thumb has to reach all the way up here like this. What if I can just click right here and go Pasadena like this? Makes it a lot much faster to do something like that, right? What if then in Pasadena I can search house or apartments, bed, bath, square footage, and everything's at my fingertips right here, where I don't have to be reaching back and forth or reading some big thing expired. This is really big. Square footage like this, right? You see how quick and fast that makes it, not just for us, but for the buyers as well, right? So what his design philosophy really, like he's like, make it easy for the consumer. Don't make it like Zillow, because I was like, just build something like Zillow and you're fine, right? But he took and researched every single app out there, like the App Store
And
app.
actually, we did. We compared Trulia, Zillow, Redfin, all the real estate app out there, and we come up with something that's really original also. And I think you can show the local highlight too.
Yeah, so I think that's what's really interesting about that. But here's one button that I really wanted here, status, okay? Let's say I did house type, single family house. I did 2,000 to 2,022 square feet, 3 bed, 2 bath in this area, and I put only solds. What does that give me?
Comps.
The comps. That gives me the comps. That gives me the comps so well that I don't have to log into the MLS, go through 6 different steps, have my actual laptop, and then get the comps. When they're like, oh, so how much is this property? What do you think about this property? Let me get back to you at the office and I'll send you the comps. Da, da, da. Here, let's do this. Great. So there's a house up the street that sold for this much right here. It's sold in this time, this time, this time. We're working on putting a button in there where it just pushes the button, boom. You can actually select the house so you don't have to zestimate anymore and just give some random number. Oh yeah, we think it's this, or Redfin estimate. We're not zesting anything. You know, we're actually selecting comps to say 1, 2, 3, 4. Great, give me a summary of these 6 comps in the area. Average price per square foot, average price, min, max. This is our range in which we're looking to purchase this house because it has specific things to do with this house. We don't find anything, let's broaden this gap to be 180 days instead of 90 days. Let's do 360 days instead of that because there's no real comps in this particular neighborhood, in this space. All at your fingertips, right? That would be really powerful in order to not have to go back to the computer. And I think that would be really easy for me. Again, I'm a realtor. I don't want to have to always go back to my computer. I've actually taken my laptop to Disneyland when my wife wanted to go, because I don't really like Disneyland. I don't like standing in lines. But I put it in my backpack, walked all day, because I was like, what if someone called me, sent me some homes, and I have to schedule those homes? Because when you schedule homes, what do you need? You need the MLS, you need Google Maps, and you need the calendar, right? Those 3 things in order to schedule homes. That was a really big pain point that we also solved over here.
Is there an output when you do that search for the solds?
Right now, no, but we will have an output button. So it can either save as a picture, PDF, or email or something like that. So we can email it and you could just go over the comps like that. That's what we're looking at also, which I could maybe show you later on what we're working on with AI as well. Because
you guys are doing it so you guys can make it easy to send it to the clients.
not just you send it to clients, what if you had a whole script ready written out for you on that also? Hi, this is Gary Watts, and I just wanted to tell you about the comps in the area. You know, we did take a look at this 123 Main Street, and I want to show you comp number 1 is at this, and this much per square foot. This is this much per square foot. This is why this being priced at 900 per square foot is a little bit high on this point. We think it should be about 855 per square foot, and at the average price of around $900 per $900,000, right? What if it just actually put out a script, you made a video out of the script, and you just sent the video plus the paper and everything output also, right? So I think it's going on with that communication with the clients as well, which is really important. Also, that button isn't available for the clients as well. So that, again, the agent becomes the center of what we're doing. They rely on you, they come back to you for these comps, they come back to you for local highlights as well, right? Now, what we want to do, I hate scheduling homes. I got an assistant just to schedule homes. And it takes her about an hour to schedule all these homes. I have a showing on this Friday, actually, or this Sunday, and there's like 6 homes I need to schedule. Go on the maps, go on Google, go on Google Maps, go on Google Calendars, and then go on this, right? I have to search one by one by one, then I have to text the agents. I said, I don't want to do that. How do I make it easier for myself or make it easier for my assistant so she doesn't have to spend a whole hour doing this? So what I did, so we said, okay, again, design philosophy. Everything's at the bottom. Instagram, your profile picture is actually on top, right? And in order to edit anything, you have to click on those buttons on top also, right? That's how Instagram is. We had an hour-long discussion with one of our engineers that works at Snapchat. He's like, hey, everyone else does it like that. Just put it up there. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. Again, that goes against our design philosophy and what we're trying to do. We want it at the bottom. What's wrong with this? I can see it's Gary Watts. That's our profile. And when I click, it's still at my thumbs, right? Right here. So it makes it easy and fast. So what I'm going to do right here, I want to make a tour for Robert right here today. And this is Robert's profile. I'm going to go tours and I'll show you the other features later, but let's schedule some homes for him today. So we're going to add a tour right here. I'm going to select this one in the north at $8.99. And I haven't showed you a browse feature yet, but let me see. Okay, let's get out of this. Okay, hold on, give me a second. Okay, let's go back. I'm wondering, because our team just...
I think we had an update yesterday.
Perfect timing. Oh, it's not doing it. Let me see if I can search Pasadena. None of the houses work. Here, why don't you get out the screen, if you maybe show a screenshot of it. Do you have a screenshot on the computer?
Yeah.
Sorry, like I said, live version. They just updated that database yesterday. Yeah, this doesn't work right now. Okay, so basically right here, what we're doing is with one screen right here, like we had before, we have the maps in one place, we have the calendar in one place, and what I thought was very, like I needed, if you just put on a calendar, you can, like on Google Calendar, you could see what's on a Google Calendar, but you can't see the list and change the list a lot of times. We wanted to make it a list sort of view also. And why we think that's important is because a lot of times when you schedule the first one on top right here, and then the last or the second one here and the third one here, the order's wrong. That's why we need the Google Maps, because we need to know which route to take the most efficiently. If that's 1, 2, 3, you can just hit right here and drag it around. So you can drag the order around. So if you're coming from the north, you can put it on the north first. Coming from the south, you put it on south, rearrange it. No need to pull up Google Maps. I think that's pretty advantageous right there. Once you put it into these kind of things, Robert, do you have the screens for the on Figma? I think that would be, so this is Robert's like design board. It's crazy. So I'm a realtor, you know. I never knew when you built an app, you have to literally design every single screen, and every little button that you push that opens up to do something else is another screen that you're going to have to do. So I never knew that. And it's screen by screen frame, especially if it's really customized app. This is a customized app. It's not just like something that we had someone else do. We designed every single button on this app. So what we have right here, when we put it on there, we press the request right here on the side, and it'll open up a scheduled tour right here, and we could select when we want to schedule a tour, what date, what time, everything like that, and then it goes into something like this right here. So once it goes into here, this is when it becomes really interesting, because what we can see now right from our phones is the agents, the agent phone number, showing instruction, private remarks. And we could just click to text. Text the agent, a template will come out and show this is your schedule showing, and a regular template, hello, listing agent name, show request for 123 Main Street at this date, time, and then it'll go from there. Thank you, Gary Watts, BRA number, press send.
Does it go through like as if it's an iMessage?
It would just be a text message.
Okay, so on Ash's side of the listing agent, he's going to see it as a
Text message. Or the reason why we want to do it like that, or some other method, is because a lot of agents, well, I'm not going to say every agent does things differently, right? Some say text only, call only, email only, use showing time only, use Insta showing only. There's like 5, 6, 7 ways that every agent does it differently, right? So how do you put that into a flexible enough system, yet at the same time rigid enough to give you a template to make it faster? That was 2 issues that we're looking at. So how do you contact agents usually? Like when you do
the same way you did it.
Text, right? So usually I press text. So when I'm using this, I would press text agent, and then it would have a template. Boom, done, send, done. That's what I would do.
If they want to do it through showing time, for example.
So if they wanted to do showing time, typically in the showing instructions, they would say, please go to showing time and look this up, right? So when it has like showingtime.com, or we're programming it where it says anything showing time on here, or Insta, usually they would have a link typically. We can click on that link, and that link would forward us to the browser, and then we could schedule from there. Again, eliminating the need for going on to the MLS. That's one of the big things that we don't want to go, because we don't want to have to be going on our computers in order to be doing what we're doing. I mean, if I had this, no, I have this right now, but if you had this, you'd be saving hours of time that you should be calling your clients instead, right? We make we make our sales by calls, not by scheduling homes. That's why I tell like my assistant, if I'm gonna have them do something, it's not gonna be administrative stuff. It's gonna be money generating activities. That's what Mike Ferry always coaches us. Do money generating activities, right? So this is one of the big features that we wanted to put in here that saves me hours of time. The other thing is, of course, uploading your video, things like that. That's really important. And then the last thing, I want to talk about AI a little bit today because AI is the big topic. We've been really deeply invested in AI. We've been doing a lot with AI. We've been working with AI tools and trying to integrate it into here. I mean, if you think about AI probably came out in March, April, May, June. It's like June, right? Something like that, right? It's about June that AI came out and it just came up like a storm, right? AI's here, everyone started going, wow, that's great. How do I use it? What do I use it for? Things like that. We've been integrating a lot of tools in here to do that. And one of the things that we thought is that when we create content, it's sometimes pretty difficult, right? It's like, what do we say about this house? I really don't know. One of the features that we're putting in here, you'll be able to, when you go to a listing, there will be a camera button, right? So you want to make a video of this house. When you click on the video and the AI button, it'll just put out a teleprompter and a script exactly just for the house and also some local things in the neighborhood also. And you could say, I want to talk about, I like coffee shops. So I'm going to put coffee shop, right? Talk about one coffee shop and why this neighborhood's so good. So let's say I'm in Arcadia in the Peacock Gardens, right? It's like, hi, we're at 123 Paloma Street and we're in the Peacock Gardens of Arcadia. I might not have known that, you know, but the AI does. We're building it in. We're just reading off the prompts, things like that. We're reading one script, one sentence, and then it says, do a B-roll of the neighborhood. So it stops, then you stop, then you do a B-roll. Great, perfect. Next. And now we're in this beautiful gardens where you can see peacocks all the time running about, and it's amazing and beautiful here. Find a peacock, finding a peacock, and then you're like taking a picture of a peacock. Basically, it leads you to help you do your videos better and make better video content and standardize it in a way also. Now what it could do afterwards is you're talking and it doesn't stop at those points. It overlays it on that automatically, then spits out a video for you to post on everywhere that you want also. These are you, I know you probably went to 50 open houses today, probably not 50, but like 5, right? And you're going one house to another